Shane McMahon has survived some of the most insane WWE stunts of all time. This makes it all the more ironic when you see how he got injured. After disappearing for over a year, Shane O'Mac returned at WrestleMania 39. The host, Snoop Dogg, put Shane in an impromptu match against The Miz, which turned out to be a bad idea. Shane performed a leapfrog, but landed incorrectly and tore the quad muscle in his left leg. The unfortunate accident just goes to show how even a simple move can cause disastrous injuries. However, we're going to see some much more brutal and painful injuries later in this video. Right now, your test is to watch this next clip and not cringe. Warning, it's harder than it sounds. On April 1st, 2023, Indi Hartwell won her first singles championship in WWE when she captured the NXT women's title. About 3 weeks later, Hartwell competed in only her second title defense, and unfortunately, it would be her last. Indi defended the title in a triple threat match against Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez. During the match, Stratton hit a senton onto Indi and Roxanne. Perez was fine, but Indi Hartwell's right leg got crushed due to how it was positioned. Boy, does that look painful. The injury was so severe that Indi Hartwell was taken out of the match. However, she did return later for the finish. While Indi did win the match, she was forced to relinquish the title and has spent 3 months on the sidelines healing. Now, if blood is not your thing, do not watch this next clip. The main event of Backlash 2023 pitted Brock Lesnar against Cody Rhodes. Like a lot of his opponents, Brock manhandled the American Nightmare. However, it was actually the Beast that got busted open. Thinking fast, Cody Rhodes dodged Brock's assault, causing Lesnar to hit an exposed turnbuckle. Brock's face immediately started to gush blood, and things only got bloodier and messier as the match wore on. By the end, it looked like Brock Lesnar had been in a slasher film. While it looked nasty, Brock wasn't seriously hurt. The same cannot be said for what happened to Charlotte Flair. In December 2023, Charlotte Flair was fighting Asuka on SmackDown. Right before the show returned from a commercial break, the Queen and the Empress were doing a spot on the top rope. Unfortunately, they lost balance and Charlotte's head landed on the mat. Despite how brutal the accident was, Flair continued the match and finished it. However, medical staff checked Charlotte out afterwards, and Flair spent a few moments in the ring before she could safely move to the back. It's not clear what the exact injury was, but it appears that Flair hurt her knee. In any case, the Queen was pulled from all of her upcoming matches following the accident. While that was ugly, the referee did not throw up the infamous X signal. However, the referee in this next clip did. Sometimes, it's the things that don't look like they hurt that cause the most damage. In July 2023, WWE is hosting a non-televised show in Salisbury, Maryland. One of the matches was a fatal four-way contest for the women's championship. Bayley was one of the competitors, but during the match, she accidentally ran into Asuka. While it didn't look serious, Bayley crumbled to the mat, and the referee soon threw up the X to signal that it was a real injury. Bayley was taken to the outside and didn't continue the match. It was soon discovered that Bayley had injured her right knee, which put her out of action for a month. While that was unfortunate, the injury this next wrestler sustained kept him out of action for over 5 times as long. On a March 2023 episode of SmackDown, a massive confrontation took place that involved Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Sheamus, and The New Day. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Knight ended up on the outside, so Drew decided to take a dive. However, the 3 men were not positioned correctly, and Kofi took the brunt of the impact. While Drew was safe, Kingston wasn't so lucky. Kofi's ankle got injured as a result and actually required surgery. The accident caused Kofi Kingston to miss 5 months of action, and because of that, he missed out on a huge payday at WrestleMania. Speaking of which, one WrestleMania injury was so severe that it required 14 staples to close the wound. One of the biggest matches at WrestleMania 39 was Edge and Finn Balor's Hell in a Cell match. Hell was definitely the right word, as Finn Balor would suffer an injury so brutal, the match had to be stopped. After going at it for nearly 10 minutes, Edge threw a ladder at the Demon.
No doubt about it. The Pioneer! Oh, God almighty!
The impact caused Finn Balor's head to get busted open, and paramedics had to get in and check on Finn immediately. The injury only got worse and worse as the match progressed, but the full extent wouldn't be realized until afterwards. The cut on Balor's head required 14 staples to close. Finn decided to make lemonade out of lemons and made a t-shirt that highlighted the 14 staples he needed. Besides Owen Hart's 316 shirt, I think this is the only time a WWE injury has gotten merchandise. Now, what could be worse than one wrestler getting injured in a match? How about 2 wrestlers getting injuries in the same match? In May 2023, Bayley and Dakota Kai fought Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan in a tag team match on SmackDown. Considering how many people got hurt, this arguably was the most dangerous match of the year. First, Dakota Kai tore her ACL when she performed a tag team move with Bayley. Instantly, it was clear that Kai got injured.
Stinks of Bayley really come to the fore.
Oh my goodness! Dakota Kai.
Unfortunately, Dakota wasn't the only woman who was hurt. During a commercial break, Dakota Kai kicked Liv Morgan in the corner. It didn't look like it, but the move actually injured Morgan's shoulder. Liv thankfully wasn't out of action for too long. However, Dakota Kai's injury was much more serious. While she did continue to appear on TV, Kai wasn't medically cleared for the remainder of 2023. Now, normally the only people that get hurt in this type of video are the wrestlers. However, in this next clip, not only were the wrestlers hurt, but so was the ring. On the December 12th, 2023 episode of NXT, Dijak and Eddie Thorpe were scheduled to have a match. However, the two started fighting before the bell even rang. Once the match did officially start, it took less than a minute for the two to ram into the ring post and bust off the top turnbuckle. The steel from the turnbuckle took a bite out of both Dijak and Thorpe and left both of them bloody. However, Dijak definitely got the worst of it. While it looked bad, it wasn't anything that was going to keep the two men out of the ring. This next wrestler, though, wasn't so lucky. In July 2023 on SmackDown, Pretty Deadly took on the Brawling Brutes in a tag team match. Elton Prince tagged in and immediately got pounced by Ridge Holland. However, Prince over-rotated and ended up landing incorrectly and separating his shoulder. Despite this, Elton finished the match and even got the win for his team. The injury, though, kept Elton Prince out of the ring, but he did continue to appear on TV. I'm starting to think there was a curse against tag team matches on SmackDown in 2023. 2 weeks after Elton Prince's injury and 11 weeks after Dakota Kai and Liv Morgan's, another wrestler got put on the hurt list. However, this time, the wrestler actually injured herself. Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair teamed up to take on Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. About 3 minutes into the contest, Deville nailed Belair with a kick. However, Sonya planted her right foot incorrectly, which caused her to tear her ACL. Unfortunately, Deville would stay out of action for the rest of 2023. Now, if you wrestled in a WWE match, chances are what happened to this guy's body is what would happen to yours. Bad Bunny had a bad time when he fought Damian Priest in a street fight. The match had a lot of big moments and used a number of weapons. While nothing went wrong, the match did literally leave its mark on Bunny. Afterward, the rapper shared all the scars and bruises that were left on his body. To be clear, Damian Priest wasn't taking liberties with Bad Bunny. The reason you don't often see WWE wrestlers with this kind of damage after matches is that their bodies have built up calluses due to them wrestling every week. However, the simplest mistake can lead to a pretty bad injury, as we're gonna see in this next clip. I guess it shouldn't be too surprising that someone got injured during a street fight. You would think it would be due to a steel chair, a table, a ladder, or some other foreign object, but nah. At Payback 2023, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn took on Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a street fight. Since there were no rules, Dominic Mysterio interfered to help his Judgment Day brothers. However, as Dom was throwing fists, his elbow caught Kevin Owens in the head. After the accident, KO quickly sported a crimson mask. Luckily though, the injury wasn't anything too serious, and it actually kind of worked for the match. Now, to see the best and worst of WWE in 2023, hit the playlist on screen.